ala baraka bake mbadi jibir lal afele nala nan ko ke on Give Thanks TV ka programme di yalla kamen ko mandi current reality la wala ko wol mi yalon ko walla be kirin ka walla ka ca bake nyim platform to ka fali ala baraka bake ale wato men da kan na programme al ke jibe nyamen kal wakende alkali na programme jibe anim fana alkali saya fana ale subscribe to our YouTube channel on Give Thanks TV ala baraka bakadram kal jey kal tendu ka fale ko atel dam mala sati da no platform o nyi ay wara andu nga jela albe o ke kan alkan na programme ul share nyame nga diata mole bake andu bal encourage la ka fale ko alkal mol programme ul ni alkali share fele mutanan ko de bi aram se dungo kana programme do di yalla kabiru waro mi yalla ko aram se tambila ka ca dun tan mente ma wala honorable Musa Sonko mi yalla ko ka ca dun tan ni wolte ma bi fanam fele mutanan ko de kana ka modo interview mi yalla ko fa wala honorable Mohamed Mahanera atelemo Sandu constituency la député dum yalen ko wala Upper River region atelemo wala député oti but fana National Assembly Select Committee on Trade National Assembly Committee mi yalen ko wala ka jibero ke julayane safaro la karola atelemo la siranti oti bi ngol sodo andu dalilo me atna benyi interview ke kan anata ne kabri mo jamal be banko kan ibe kumbo kan bake ka wo fengol damo fenne mi yalen ko akoleata bake men yalen ko bol ka sude la be kono manul lin tulol anim fenko tan andon fang nyinata ne kabri waro mi yalen ko sunkaro kono nyim fengola nga men falete mo jabal buje mi yalan ko e ka sule la bake waya sabu bi honorable Mohamed Mahanera natale be tar la current reality show on Give Thanks TV pour que kacha ku jamal la mi yalan ko wala be den fengol dala anen ku ko tangol mi yalan ko wala be kuma yala pour atal jiber lal atal mem yalan ko wala be kala na fatim be wada mala kacha la janka bo sainte kada fo montro wate kili nyato janembe interview nyim kom fala ka fale ko al TV nyim bulano al kanata dawda Give Thanks TV aliya jibe abaraka bake Honorable Mohamed Mahanera ngeshoto na programu namen on Give Thanks TV.
Yeah, baraka bake jara tentu ke jay ani la do kunyo kana jang bi kadiamo mbali mole Gambien kole ko la me ya lonko be mol sula kan science ten so kontan da bage alla na la jang ande mo ka lamore ko ni Give Thanks TV lambe konton be jela kabo katon fo koina momo ka mandika kan moy wala kando mo kana translate ye pour isa fahmiya be mun kule kacha kan biden
baraka National Assembly the Select Committee on Trade ba commence la bi somanda damma walante makunu kabir Ministry of Trade ye press release bondika yitande ko fengol dabe laari nyaala me banko nyinkan wala fengol nyanda ga wafi da men mo jamal biji nati jalay bake ka fo itele fengol men da fango bondi anim fengol dabe nyalaari nyame marsi ko italia la fale talari manke akonindo natata nun ko nyim press release nje ila react tanu nyaadil wala mo la reaction
yeah baraka bake jara nga definitely nga press release ni nga jele kunun suto le fangaje pour my ministry na ka price cap ke essential commodity solka comme min ka fami essential commodity men ya lon ko lungo lon hadamane ka solala balola karola e price o min laji ka brente ngaje fang so price ta back because ite ya lon Gambia jang mbuka fem produce jang so near price cap la bagaso kan imam market ni sauve just within Cabrin course that an inside in tema within 2 months and then the market is not only Greater Banjul area. You have market in CRR, you have market in URR, you have market in LRR. So jani ben ala drongi price cap ta ya la fengo ka ngamere nyanta ka jubel. One thing is the Cabri price cap last minute kan ko $400 in URR. Jarebaji kan old fang nyanta itan la mol la ko definitely the ministry ni mantra studies ni ke kan nyanta kala nyame because if you go around Upper Salom they are closer to Senegal so ibaji kan they can get cement direct from Senegal ayanaji at a less how to call cost me along ko amansia back and Banjul here is different basi we are closer to Wellingara. So ibaje gasmento se smogul no la dunje at a lesser cost than Cambodia. So janibe na la ya sani janga price o la cemento kan $400. Now, aniti along cemento boka produce yan ka fo ko tela miralo momenti wala mnyindi ko businessman dol sina no market o nyin konole then ya fo ko bori nyin ba wa $400 la no mbadon tenga wa $300. So obuga happen Gambia jang Gambia the moment the price of peg dollar do ga be nya kata all. Ni go 400 hana tara mea longo the factors that are producing I be nya kata that 400 let. So at the end if I be calculate la if I give you this wholesale price even if the profits make it our retail price or like la profit from calculate you need to from long.
Akamunda nyingu fende mi yalango mosa sojas wala ndo mosa fo ni katambi ni be kumol mem foka ya me due diligence wala ndo korosir kendo ker akoni ndole janna be kala natra don ko manke jumala nyanda kanyim blame yin solda
yeah ning korosir onde nte aje nyame korosir kendo manke je jara because ni be price cap la nga mere nyenta dulale jubele me ya lonko at least more be kumbo kamena manya na katambe nyada talo e dumala but say molbe kumbo kan 350 la itata caps and yake 400 so definitely business people they will happy and nga alone they jang most of these things ite malua kendo so me alone ko ni business people molu men yalon ko ikata ni cartel formula wala ka nyo fahamu ka fuko because ndela jang the business people determine prices in the market yeah jel iga bagasol mun nati iga wala use it from wala ka see ye price of determine men ka dung na market okon so sani ni ngole nyo fahamu ika fole ko cartel so it's a see nole either through telephone call or whatever ye nyo faham ka foko then we are going to put this price in the market for cement for cooking oil for rice or any other essential commodity
ani data economics la karola ika fole ko akamunda nyin sifa mo fenet mi yalon ko abuka possible no in a perfect competition market dami yalon ko nyo siasa da bake fanna la wala ndo wafiro jina karol in our own case in the Gambia mol ka for Gambia liberal market wala bejan does this mean that we have a monopoly market mi yalon ko kangobe mo dantanable market economic price
yeah I can say that of course the market is controlled by the capitalists. Those people who has many along a korosoto a business nyinto. I'm sorry to say most of our businesses are controlled by foreigners. Yeah, and when you move cool the mayor along pour kanyim bondi for government is sacrifice allocation of loan in the budget ka jeko Ministry of Trade ay del la mold the indigenous business people support. Then if government intervene in that, government will be able to control prices because they are putting money. They can determine, we are giving you this money, you bring this, you have to sell it at this price. So, Niwo Siata, do you think these people will not go out of the market? They will go. But Niwo Mantaraji Sani, Nitia Nati as an individual, with this how to call cartel in the market, at the end of the day, it will be loose. Like, because it was not like maybe 400, it made a business in Yukonistano ya jindi ya 300 or 250.
Akamunda nyim 400 wala ka cemento ka foko ka na fi na 400 cemento mo fenet mi ala ka sanno 280 285 270 kata o ma fongal a most of what was scarcity wala cement that's all bekeri wala na dafre kema saba ne ministry ka a pek wala ya landi 400 ma fon what have changed mena falinta ila 305 cemento da cap dame.
All right, tell you main for the investigation the main yit and all the freight charges all the lafata. And then because water masakunda mang sembo so ka influence. But maya long until formula charges or men be banko kanjeng they can have a say and they have an influence over those. And the trade committee make sure that FSQ will after levy men not lie stop. And then also we discover again Gambia Maritime Administration, it will finally charges those that we are investigating. Very soon we will call the ministry and Gambia GMA to a round table conference so that we look at it and we make sure that it's not something that will
but
be.
But according to Kibarol mentioned, well, Maritime Administration, ila freight charges or levy kamel dan di container ka amo fenet mi yalango ala fata la fang advice katala wala Consumer Protection Alliance ya Maroke ko ni wo mambondi fenga container daka akamonda fengo la daka fo in careful na abetambi lambe men kono sande kalma bo kala no.
Yeah, but that charges instead of charging per metric ton, it charges men nati like. It charges mainly is the gross, how to call it, sum of the container. But now that we discover a core, this is something that we need to address. And we will make sure that inshallah before end of next week, we will call them to a meeting and study that together and so that we can remove it. But the big problem there again is some charges were increased. Like the processing fee at the ports. 20 feet container was about 3,000, like 8,000. 40 feet container was 6,000. Now it's about 17,000. But when we engaged the GRA boss, he told us that in the Gambia, in the sub-region, Gambia has the cheapest tariff in terms of processing. So, but their main argument there is the freight charges has increased, and they have no control over those ones. Okay. So the only thing, the local charges, they have control over. And when we bring Gambia Maritime Administration for an engage, a charges being imposed in the sub-region. People are charging 3%, some 2.5%, but Gambia Maritime, they are charging 1.5%. And that 1.5%, they have an argument in the shipping agencies, mentam kulungolti. So we have all ko fengo bagaso italiata Europe. So o bagaso libe iba make solar 1.5% o eta Gambia Maritime. But all fanan ko no itela bagaso ni manya na o charge la nyende men charge la wala nim bagaso furata for Gambia e charges e fansun charges la faje. But more man song wala ko wote kenola, and Gambia Maritime Administration fanan lota wala kanko wote kenola. In the whole world dunia be ika mengi wala mnyindi ko e bagaso menta itel be responsible la. They will put a levy on those ones. Itel ba jola amanke nimba so frata je ka local charges la ta.
But ni na wala akamun the structural problem wala ntwa lori fengo ko amo fende mi alan ka amo problem multi poro to ma yamra nin ka na mol ka fende mi alan ko itententa ka lafa atran ko man kur structural sort wala lori fen kendo so je poro ni mal lafa consumer sol tekententa ka bara
molbe batala na sanyi be batala kono, because jara ni ajuwe na poro to is adoyata bakel. And odoya fanan men ka kontina sol na de la MT ila kontina kolongolu ike ol na tele fana ike pack porot yaji sanyi itela poro be doya reman space soto kontina kolongo fana ni te ko itele be responsibility tal munar na ite shipping agency sol nyol commandila e sindi hana taran ibe domandi men soto kan wodo bode ila poro be dete kan sanyi ibe mune inyanda mune kala either you increase charges on empty containers so that ye murundi ay taria o ye dula nyini nyandela empty containers of bladami because niaji be molwe batari container killing is a 1 week 2 weeks abe poro so ning demorage nata wokan ita mera as a seller, as a businessman, it cost any cost ita incur janila container be fudala la bitkoto iba be calculate la ana be fana beta la bagaso lelka anala ro bagaso ko jumal ba jola mun ka sandiroki. So
akamunde ko the culture of work molla do ko Kenya poro to akamunda wafir la jama wala ntuma men ka bagage wala fa importa so de ko complain ba ke fam adol bi je jiare la do kulal men poro to ye blame le wala ye tubile ko bu kana do ko wala on time wala mi ka taraje la fa 11 wala la na do ko wato abuka ka fenti mi alanka abuka betia kabral tata poro to fak finding na fanyin ko sifal man na across wala wala
yala telephone poro to je jiare mol fo man wo fo mole but yala ni men be do ko le me yalo they need that service from you. But tell like our encounter and tell like our fana. So clearing agents all men be a complaint about poro nina la bureaucracy at the port. A complaint all back because yeah ekaje fang nila bagaso fang na deka discourage le. Sa mo jama fang bagaso na la je ka sama in Senegal. Yeah jel because bureaucracy men be. Iko fana 7 different office worowula. Ni lefta container clear fo yeta nying official bedo killing yela documento stamp yaji so fonam kulet me yalo ka be batandi kambak anu je fone ko space from problem mol home use fengo depot bi jele anu how to call it transit trade goods to kata dame e man clear so say ni tel container nata ni space man soto fo ya transfer ya samba home use depot so jenni ba soto la ka boje fona setanu 3 days e ma soto no. Because poro to say machine killing ye men for le doko kenje. Sometimes machine when janika release price doko ke akata ko 12 o'clock. Say war jomalo nyanta continue lo jindila ye woli yela ale examine pour business yo full ayata full. Are
you disappointed?
Definitely.
Kafu adlalti dami alon ko nyinandama iko ye wala 2018 29 wala 2019 2020 ko profit men make is around 200,000 dam yalon ko even dividends from 50 million yo just sorry 200 million and 50 million jo man sakunda as dividend ana fay ma je ko ports mu mol mi yalon ko e man taraka reinvest balanta e man taraka do ko ni strategize kaje ko la space do yara they need more equipment for la joran jamal e sulata wala pour que la do ko keno efficiently.
Definitely the jara they need that in fact before nanyin to ning por la management fong sita la ni o kacha kaje ko poro ni alnyanta ka master plan ko ye master plan so la fa men implement pro ka poro ni increase but sa for no that chance from ngamra we miss out the chance because the DP will after nala janka expansion of an Philippines government but all chance will be kanata mo lale anu sanyi Senegal fele tele wol natina Senegal la poro develop ba expand kan so ndela poro be do yari nyame definitely ni fotata ji han sanyi ka bring 2017 up till now mang fende je me alon ko sa itandila ko there is a massive improvement at the port me alon ko container transactional flowing as a tariano nyami an sanyi ko woni definitely be da kan ko mala dara jele mang satisfy at all because poro be faring empty container la je anu se ko li fone ka bosol tara sirin ni pour que la bagage fonctionne c'est problème
for alem director managing director mi port alia engage mun respo munati na ate machine kilinda ma or sort of fully noen kala poro ni je doyata bakele anyanda ka joran jamalo kaje ko do ko etaria fal ya ni nga munana machine kilinda ma babu
no this to not man see ha ning custom official men be responsible in the interstate transit trade la ning wolel sita then from there data ning the men be mararing interstate transit goods all fana and clearing agencies all ning wol sita ning wol kachata but the manager himself jobate ning womang kachasoto but this one another molla londo kono ning wato le ka bring tata ji ning custom officers all nata ya explain mole exactly munabe carry so okono fang and 20% of the how to call it duties was lifted last year but this year I discover ko ya natile but kabir moli engage the minister of finance trade and in GRL boss Mr. Dabo e bien natal ko sanye 20% ya bondile instead of 100% now we are going to pay 80% so we thank them for that 20% you lift so that at least for a small mark on the price of it at home. But poro la fenko ka amanke be the month. We have been engaging Jabate and even Ja Oil has confessed to us that at Elafka mandinaring useless as a port, ning government ya ala price land in Sotoje. So you may for all of you go J ala deepness ning kulungo de sembenolaje. But Ja assured them that he's going to work out everything. He don't ask government putut among government ning ka hand. So this is something that at least government should think outside the box. Kajeko Fenko create the public private partnership. So meaning near create just over time, government can take over the harbor from him. But signing woman congestion of the right now Jabe Dami, they have to move Salam to another point. And Salam now is using clinker while Ja is bringing the powdered cement for rebarking. So Poro Insan is definitely congested and the management definitely should make it nyata pole kila me alongo Poro Insi expand no nyami ni la tela bagaso la wato menesa soto no wato.
So apart from that, akamunda mansakunda wala Ministry of Finance the projection of like revenue be men an la wala la famennes 12.8 billion be la fala pour mi alongo la fa wala sotla nyin sango mi alongo mbo wala kon ela nyin projection mi alongo wala ka pour ka nyin revenue nyin soto isn't attainable.
Anyway, I cannot tell whether it's attainable or not. But Ngalongo is a factor. Mayor Longo is putting a lot of pressure on the revenue collection. Because if your target last year was 10.1 billion and this year is 12.8 billion. So the increment of 2.7 billion. So it will confess that the money is not going to fall from trees. 4 year charges will increase, can make sure that they meet their target. And again, that target again, they will force themselves. If they found for seller pretty also because already the SOEs they have a contract with Ministry of Finance called performance contract. And somebody definitely malong how it comes about. But also I talked to the chairperson of FPAC, Kajeko, let us try to look at this. Ning left a cool address around businesses here. Definitely we have a lot to do. This performance contract if you collect, let's say I tax you to collect 1 million. If you collect more than 1 million, I give you 500,000. Look, I will make sure that I collect more than 1 million or 2 million.
Yeah.
And obeke no la nyadi for it casual play where to tap money. And how can you tap money from business people? It's only to increase tax or to levy charges on some of the commodities that they are importing.
So, but akamunda nyin na kabine man sekunda e mo moltimi yalon ko fa expansionary fiscal policy ila tamandiri bulol e katla kono fanande la back instead of contracting it kan nak ndi bajale ko ngana economy stabilize fal bu ko yamaro ke wo fanna nyina pour kaje ko na boyani mba expand ka wala bela faro ki kam fanna mena saying is not the right time.
Yeah, assembly to more cleaner view bukataji. So the majority always carry the votes. So Molka complain le ka diamule and anytime nga jeko there are lapses ka ministry in command the line ministry command le ka kachan. Particularly the electorate committee. We have been trying since last year. Anytime they put levies or charges on commodities that are essential and they are affecting people's life, they call it. But now the implementation, sometimes we are good at talking, giving promises. But now to implement those recommendations is the problem. We have been giving them recommendation, finding king and a report table at the plenary, and the ministers or how to call it, the agencies or permanent secretaries will hear about that. But now the problem, you call them, they will give you all kind of word, all kind of technique that we are going to do this, when we do this, this will happen. But at the end of the day, they will not implement it. So now, what is the essence of just writing a report, going on a tour, using public fund, you come, you table that report at the plenary, at the end of the day, nothing happened, absolutely. It's like nothing has happened.
So, how Ministry of Trade, member the name Dollar. What will be your honest advice to them with regards to this issue? Even when Dami along like a fang the most of they are unrealistic in wala current price commensurate
definitely baraka bage jara. Ndela advice ministry yalon price control abenu Gambia janne jawara la time. Yaje. So, but if you near allowed modo yela economy in control, I mean for ebola kela. Because in history, in the 80s, there was price control in the country. But munena take because Gambia was a burden with a debt of about 2 billion. So that's why IMF and World Bank also came into Gambia. That they forced the government to change their policies and make sure that the market is liberalized. So since then, Delmang thinks to the mayor Lonko, we should have to, as a strategy, prove new way na ka jeko ngani policy soldo ke fali. Minister price fingo cab men thinking. If you look at our laws, how can you enforce it? Enforce because there is no law that is backing you. The Essential Commodities Act, if you look near Ujube, for so nyanda munekela, my advice to the ministry is that let us try to legislate. Even ni left ka fengo finki either a subsidiary legislation or you want to come out with a regulation, you come to the parliament, we legislate. Near legislate, more finkila ko de ka fu onten wala mem yinkela. But look at it now. A press release member a fund for more comfortable. Business people will form comfortable. Yeah. If the press will lafa kan, there's no follow up. Ministry any bondi. Sani ita samba for public consumption. Yeah. So people work at Sani. It a follow up. There are people who are selling more than the price it meant for.
Yeah, cap down.
For it. Yeah. So bag of rice. The amount maintain bag of rice. Manual. It was 1,300. So you need to pay 1,350. What are you telling? So you are telling that person adjust your price to 1,350 because you did not do the survey. So now business people also should at least allow a compromise. The 10% nga bondiji because government la silanda moment niana nan kotake is going to be added to the tax that they should pay. So sani it is okay, it is favor okay. The 10%, you forward that 10%. And that 10%, at least in a month, you can collect not less than 10 million.
Okay.
You get the point? So, Neo calculate in a year, how much money are you losing? But at least, you should also have a way so that these people understand our aim and objective was
when we leave the 10% tax, at least it is to reflect on the prices.
Prices, yeah.
No matter how freight charges goes up, but that 10% also should have an effect on the prices.
Right.
But now it is not at all. So our fear even is because there are a lot of protocols that we have signed, agreements that we have signed, and most of them are coming to they are coming into force. So new work that definitely Gambia affect la bagal. So their advice to the ministry is that let us try to look inwards and make sure that the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Trade, let them make sure do allocation, budget line to support public-private partnership business. And also the indigenous business people should be supported. Because 54 people who are importing rice, if you look at it, only not more than 5 people who are Gambian.
So it's like most of them are coming to 90% to 95%.
Exactly. So Sani, if you as a ministry or government, you will not have a say because already you said it's liberal economy and you don't have power to control prices. So what do you do? We make sure that we have that allocation, support our own people, support the agriculture sector. Look at even flour. The grain is produced somewhere, bring it to the Gambia.
For backing.
Not back it even. They manufacture, they have turned it to flour here and back it here and sell it here. Can't we put money into agriculture sector and be able to produce that grain that they are importing from either Brazil or somewhere? And we have the furrows here. We have the land. So the rice example, can't we put money into agriculture and support rice farmers? Yeah, Jame has tried. A lot of families were benefiting from that. No. Why not we continue with the same trend and make sure that we produce what we grow. So if we, as far we did not do that, and we did not support the indigenous business people in this country to import rice, things will remain like this.
Coming to Gambia, ECOWAS protocol on free movement of goods, almost signatory wala ifana signed together with Senegal. But I come to Najeleko même for wala kibaro men finde wala Senegal ma ECOWAS protocol ni ima respect wala ndo ba mujan andon fam Gambia re-export ka femal bondi janki samba bantala banko la akuma da baken na banko ni na fanko don ko do soro dame na ngalo ne ko altada nun tola la kata bola ser sol da fanyum fata anyum kuma ngol findita alla toni mi yalon kale wala ke.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it pays a dividend. Kuma ina faso to bag toni. Because be toni kono ma kumfa folonga mo ko ministry delegation of Omita Senegal. Because ya alone neko Senegal e mantaraka o agreement nyimbunya. Ni tata any border post ika foel ko Senegal ko mantaraka ni agreement nyimbunya. Because delia bunya le gaje ko nimbaga bagas border nang bantala pour ka dum Gambia jang a sonia ta bakel. But menka bontel la jang kata definitely wo kulet meyalo ka kolya ko na ti businessman ol bulu baga ba because del ngalon ne ko Senegal e mum senior lelti socially we are one but economically we are not one because Senegal they always look outward to make sure that whatever is bringing more profit whatever is boosting the economy they concentrate more on that. Yeah. So near you example, ni muro lota jang, pruka finti. On that the same protocol ko, as far the goods are not destined. Kwa manki bagaso ni nabo da Gambia kata Senegal le, na manki odi na kata Mali le Senegal atel manye na kaolondi. Al nyenta make sure ni kaitol na ta drom, ye tambi ye tai betala dami. Na tra Senegal le ni dutaji ye Gambia gol kalam nan ko bagaso ni furatale. Bodi kaje ni troko le katu gararim bodal to because ye dum. Sometimes we have to get order from Dakar. So Sani go del nyanta munekela as a country because del bele sita the head of state president will sita kanyin kuma kangol nyin kai sahayandi ka sign. So ninyin ko be kerin Sani nyanta munekela make sure that the president ya kalamuta ni data summit la ay ko nyin highlight ka foko this agreement be men kono the country depends on this. Senegal depends on this. Guinea, the same thing. Mali and Guinea-Bissau. But Senegal because he intel surround le, mo jama kalaf kana poro use katambi. But Senegal buka song. Ye kumal tema. Kaje ko ifana nyanda ka protocol nyanda ka bunya le. So nema bunya membe kala we kije. But I think we don't need to manya na kasila for Senegal water or whatever. Among Oman kumaya, men kumaya that no matter how small you are, what can you do?
Kamunda ila ñu favor respect balia wala mam bu ñamen di ECOWAS protocol ñina mo savo amu ferol di wala indi London natro continent asina bankola fanko ñi asati ñano la di ya fo la kumol kon ko itel mo na broda wala mbadi ngol le ke ñami ya lon ko ka wala ko fandana does that represent the brotherhood e ka be ñitandi ka
definitely in some form ma represent in some form economy comme na economy be ñami so yemen fo nu Senegal be fero be ke kan atuta Gambia le bulsani nga wuli nga lon sim flora Senegal ela poro sani ya expand ya jel anun della jang kata Mali is far than Cabo Zigansor kata Mali and yalo Senegal they are trying to create a dry port in Zigansor so they will make sure that business people menkana jang ya jele ke discouraging ibe discouraging la nyadi e hard supply ken ni ka tambila ila banko kan kata banko dot so ni o ke sani etel they are concentrating itel nyaabe min kan ke la porol ni fanundi ka porol create dula to baje kan mall instead of coming to Gambia now they will go to Senegal. Now what they have done years back ka bring near tosul do soro because Mali etel la oil product ka soto Gambia jang is cheaper for them than Senegal. So you can imagine 100 truck or more ya be load fuel la pour ka samba. So in Senegal ni nata jewe ka foko this one does not belong to the essential commodities that the commodities that ISAT men recommend pour e tambi eta banku dolka. So ngai ni ka obi ko ni Senegal agreement go but that one only is not enough. Let us take it to ECOWAS Head of State Summit. Yeah, jel. I discuss je, I kije dan ndeni tesi campaign kuro la BBB sama ngawulin. Because atel be campaign ta this ECOWAS protocol la itel man song. But
for la yenta ye ko jiko so la ko may be ba falindro but this is not the first time ngaji ko Gambia la government la official Ministry of Finance and GRA la mol ko bojan kara Senegal kata ni discussion sifal keje yamen what is the lasting solution muna nyanda keno la kaje ko nyin ay bank Senegal te para mala Gambia fanante para wala ntel be la interest sa
the lasting solution be menge kana because let us not take Senegal as demigods. Senegal mo bankol di ko Gambia mo bankoti nyame ya jele fengo fe ni ka dunje country to country's relation anyanta kala nyanta ninga mutual understanding so then we should also have what a mutual benefit. It depend on me, I depend on you, but del be depend on you kan fenela and wo fe ni manya na nyinta tinyala ni manya na nyinta tinyala but ni Gambia government were smart enough. Senegal they've started this long time ago before ni na Gambia Banjul jang Senegal, Sierra Leone, Mauritania, Mali, Bissau, ibe kana sopin la Banjul jan. Ni data marasoto je ka fal, trokol ka tu fal jan. But what they were leaving Gambia. Yeah, to concentrate on where to get the money. But they were expanding. So kabrin wona ta sanyi, you look at this Gambia now dele kata Senegal kata bayol kamaje, kata chubol kam, kata samatol kam. So as a country del nyata munekela, we can compete with Senegal. Because Senegal, no matter how big, there's something that they need from Gambia. There's something that we also need from them. So I read something that said Senegal, Cabria, Nyuko, Gambia la Poroni is attracting a lot of investors, attracting a lot of business people. What they do, they form a delegation to go to Mali and tell Malian business people that now we're going to give you a warehouse in our port. 90 days, your goods will come to Senegal. For 90 days, you will not pay any tax. So all these are business strategies, how they can kill your business. And until we are aware of all this, forming a delegation, Purukata Senegal, is not bad. But now, the negotiation now, that's what matters. Senegal need a negotiation. Every sector will have a representative. Unlike Gambia. Gambia is only one minister, two ministers will just go. You're going to negotiate a sector that affects the youth. Where is the youth rep? Sector that affects women. Where are the women rep? Sector that affects other stakeholders. Where are their rep? Even if you cannot take all, at least you can take experts from these areas to go and do negotiation. But in some circumstances, Senegal will be negotiating on behalf of Senegal and Gambia. Because when they negotiate very well, it's going to affect Gambia. So what we should do, I think, as a country, when we are going for negotiation, let us not forget about the stakeholders. And also, even if possible, It's very rare. You see, how to call it, maybe, sometimes you can see Senegal, if they're moving, they move with journalists. You get it?
Yeah.
So that they can separate the information. But now if you are going like maybe one minister, two ministers, you say, let's go and negotiate. In fact, if it is agriculture, we have experts in agriculture. You see? If as a minister or permanent secretary does not know all the sectors in agriculture. There are people who know other sectors. That is their special area. So why not you take those people? If you are negotiating and you know that maybe it's at our disadvantage, let us not agree.
Yeah.
No matter how big Senegal is, wallahi, they need us, we need them. And we must show them that, yes, Gambia is a sovereign state. So we cannot be lying in the hand of Senegal. And they are killing our business, or they are killing our economy every day. We are seeing it every day.
I come away from that. But bodal to me along ko wala biji. Ang along ko GRA la do kula dol biji. Ya fale nung ko wala ya fale ko moto ko mo wala constraint. GRA mo dulal dami ani mo be do ko la ji mo nya ka boy fifang. Awaro dol biji ngaje mo rol ka oxygen jana wala ke wa fi jana men kana jana na ta poro de be kana mol jo. Fo ñu mo fene mi along ka to nya ya la ko GRA la do kula dol be na bola poso do moto ko mo wala problem.
Ko omuto nyalti because data tolale this first-hand information from how to call it border posts. Dol bije from motorcycle from ekata fu mole bulu. Comme il a kafu nyoma bije, you want to go on border patrol, you go aye for la motorcycle la a patrol UK. Not one border, not two.
That's serious,
honestly. So you can go to so many borders. They don't even have a motorcycle. They are not armed, and they are always in the front line. So now. Even a motorcycle, we went to one border post. Ako mole ko de la motorcycle tinyatale. So nka rely bansan neka. Ni left the phone ta bansan fu. Then we do our patrol.
When you made a surprise, GRA individuals me along ke do ko ke GRA most of all ritale. Why is the institution poor?
Kabiro for the fungai ko ngandala mu da fungai ko no I cannot do this. But mole ya ni gal fong. There was a member ko to ya for nying alla boss ni ma nyin lo ko ya lon. Good, then how comes? Another level responsibility can normal collect Nimbangkang. Without those nouns, government cannot go. Government will collapse. So say you are the agent, can you normal take collect and I'll get in them and I tell hands motorcycle for mantratel bull. So how can Obi Kenulanyadi? If Kauru we went there the similar thing. Kauru mano ko go ninte left kata patrol and kata na friendly fu. Go friend on you for custom officer akohani.
So is this not a cause of concern? Many individuals many ka doko ke GRA while they are rich enough while mo quality yolle but many along ko fa akamonde la doko woni na operation wala taman de silol e ka doko ka menna wal mam baraka wala they seems to be inefficient man na fa soto ba
ya lo femo fo ni ka jube ke ikela boss le jube aka kenyame nyaton ko ya akolera baki. Yeah, I understand. Okay. So, but we must, our attitude, we must change our attitude and see our country first. But what is happening in the Gambia, come here for Nyame, then it expect Gambia be move no la wad jomale. Gambia be change no la wad jomale. And until the time in Gambia, no matter how much resources you added up together, know that you are doing a foul play for other people. So we must love our country and we must make sure that anything that does not belong to us, it belongs to the state, we jealously safeguard that.
So what was this me along ko ye wala for this concerns falia raise not raise falia for GRA la boss la kay tan dala ko wala do ko dal ben kind of situation na ko masimal moto man treble basima fang e mo fang so.
Yeah, sign we because Malafka reporting preempt. Right now we are at the conclusion, the tail end of the tour. So maybe went to the German to only one meeting them. Kaya the GRA from ke commandi meeting ola and other stakeholders. Because in charges mean kita sign thing discover that's going to be maybe our last meeting with them. And a baby report on Konole, and I'm sure GRA Nina will highlight that issue to hear from their boss what he is to say about regarding those challenges. There are a lot of challenges in the report anyway regarding either trade, the customs, their operations. We have a lot of challenges. So we'll make sure that inshallah we put it to the relevant authority or GRA boss and hear from him what he is to say about that. Notwithstanding the report in front of the table at the National Assembly for plenary to decide.
On Monday, yeah, kibaro fin standard newspaper balal wala la kibaro fin rejele ko 10% tax me yalon ko yewole bondi mano kan nyanta ka murundi jele. But Minister of Trade reacted ako natran nun ko yewole murundi je abe situation ni wala ko wala al hawani wala Kenya al haloni aba jawandi la bakel. What's your reaction?
Yeah, it's because yalon nimbe ko kala muka story. Because I think we nganying 10% nyimbondi jele in a Ross. We did not study. That's why the Gambia government buka data respect back. Any decision, your decision should be informed by the data you have in the country. And we have GBOS here. They can use GBOS. You can use other statisticians in the country. Data is very, very important. We did not study it. The implications when we remove it, and if you want to bring it back, we just rush and remove it. The view that maybe ninga nyimboni je dorong tax nimbe reduce lale. So then after reducing now, no follow up. Kabring initial stage ni, kabring remove what one minute, nim follow up ketanu. Then by now we have legislated. Okay. That kind of clause. Ninga nyinke nalma nyinke, then we have a yardstick. We have to use this law to make sure that we control this action. But wobe manki, business people of Bula, gentlemen kala.
But many na mo talano, iwalta talano lano without the involvement of the legislature or a deputy bon. What you guys connive with alni campaign?
Yes. They personally, for me, I said it long since, that I have never regretted an action in the National Assembly than reducing this 10%. Because therefore na view belum daming that time, because it's the executive that brought the bill. And when the bill came, we all look at it, and therefore be along go ningde na molbe batarini and na balwobe dendi manolela. Saying ngani 10% fogo banga jube fo manoda se tala no nyame. But it become the worst. Kabring mole ya tala yalong the implementation, the implementing agent is not the National Assembly, it's the executive. We can only pass the law, then to implement it is the executive.
But the executive failed to implement. You hold them to account.
Yes, we have that. We have done that. We call them. We tell them. We got the media that what Ngameng reduce thing, it has no effect on the prices of essential commodities. I said, why not we bring it back? But the minister argued that when we bring it back, it's going to be the worst. Because Nigana the signing the taxing Abela Falal, and in the statement to sign the Nala Fatafana, the prices also will still go up. So Sani, why now? Why? So we have to be very, very much bold. Nyantaka anile. Nimbe any decision kila as a leader. But kanago ila decision yabula ninga nyinke mol benyine fula drong, you forget about that. But so it causes more damage.
Apart from tax me along ko wala bekir, iko inflation afana mo fene mi along ko a contributor back kaje ko ben economy ni aba botandi kan kaje ko na dalasi is depreciating against other foreign currencies. Falman ni mo fata la korosi rod.
Yeah, because they'll jama maybe FPAC and oleka financial pool jibe back in National Assembly.
Economists, you should be able to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, economy, but thing I mean for that, definitely the problem is leadership. You know, Africa, may I can say it, even Gambia, we have resources that we can develop this country. But the problem is leadership. Our poverty is not because of money or resources. The main agent of our poverty is leadership. And that leadership is, if you pass a law, that law is just for the sake of passing the law. It will never be implemented. So what is the essence of passing that law? Like when we reduce this 10% now, it's not implemented, no follow-up. Like the press release from Ministry of Trade, no follow-up at all. So what is the essence of the press release? So I think leadership is a problem. And also, like you said, the inflation, fine. Because I know it's not that much, because still now it's within single digits. Right? Maybe if it goes to the worst, maybe double digit, then everybody will cry in this country. But
in fact, inflation, the worst could be like 9.5 around that end. Once it reaches to that stage, there are most have another one. I think Gambia we are having 7.2. If I get
yeah, definitely. Right. So now, what should we do? That's why I said on implement. As a leader, for me, Mahanera, whatever left ka for wala ka ki, ngalong ko this bankola nafale biji, desila la mola wala, demal la mola wala. Na dia dete yata, at the longer run even I jelal go Mahanera coming for unina mutonya. But now, near na structure nyimbe juve, nga loa kindol soto, but nyatara nu nyaton ko mantra meal ka be hanjiri ka kudol ki. Country dol bije Gambia fisat holdi, but sign all fisat Gambia ti. Let's Mauritius. Let's look at China. China was not like this, but it's hanjitale, and when leaders wanna nyata hanjilale. I don't mind what people will say. What I mind what people will benefit. More ben nafasot la nyari. Akeda sign the wala sama.
Is it because political interest? Na nyaton kole they are keen, wale be cross ibe bambandi mbake, pila political ambition membe bulu. Perhaps there are certain steps yeniata abela political ambition ya abati nyal. Is that another factor? Menka sawo policy lubuga tamano ya.
It's crystal clear. It's very very clear. Mo we be nyimbanku kan sa anything. I read at school manta school ya longo is very clear. So certain laws membe me alwe se banko nyimbete and is because of political will mantraje. Pour kaji ko luwa li tam ningonga ni luwa tam and I will lose people. Okay. And it will more represent. If you lose those people, losing those people and those people to die, which one? To go on starvation. It am gonna prefer.
Kabiring kamanda fengol dala nying kafo nying abasiare molbe kumboka ibe wona fula to this reaction that in fact fengol damans kola ya Gambia. Gambians are lazy. Gambian not lazy dala imalla fi doku wala atin fang but fengol daman kola ya. What will you say to that?
No, I will not say Gambians are lazy. For me, I cannot say that for ningaji aketa.
So because suddenly that is not true.
Gambians are lazy. They are not because they don't have the support. Gambians will man support soto. You today you are working, you have skill. Honestly, if the support is there, by now, Jara, you will not be like this. We have other people who want to go into business. So why do we allow foreigners to form a cartel and just a new person from a native of this country want to come to business, then make sure that business collapse. And government is looking at that, not once, not twice. So if you know that as a government, what do you do? And you want to defend the interest of those people so that the country can move forward. Help your people. If you help they are not lazy. We have Maro Farm in Jagal Pachari. We have lands in Sandu. We have it in Wuli. We have it in CRR. How much money did government put into those lands, into those sectors? How many farmers jelle makoi? Kabrin 2017 and inside them. And then million farmer jomala.
Distribution of dogs and donkeys and horses. Me alone go you will distribute or they will
go. But this even will show us that they are not serious about it. You know that one even create a problem. This budget, Minister of Agriculture, I would say, Minister of Agriculture not approve kela budget or lafa. Nobody even look at it. Because we have appropriated 100 million to buy tractors and other farming implements to support or promote mechanized farming in this country. We have Jahal Pachari alone. For 5 years, if you concentrated in Jahal Pachari for 5 years, wallahi by now, I'm not saying we can export, but at least 60% of our food to be consumed in this country, definitely we can get it from Jahal Pachari. So now, do you think foreigners or other people will come and just import rice like that? We don't even look at it. But the price of rice will go down.
The case of registration, business registration in the Gambia, Mojamal Buje Walantuma Kibarol Fintila Kava Gambia to invest in the Gambia is a problem. Problem wole mi alonko akakolea bag. Fuela korosiro freta water ko foreigners are being given more priority. Wale can sulo di wala kuala bag ni na kela business or registered than Gambians.
Yeah, we have to tell each other the truth, and the truth. Tonya nyingole be labanna niya silol jubi me yalgo business ka register you as a Gambian iteni foreigner $20 if foreigner kaito be parela le itel kaito mon pare that is everywhere and it's crystal clear. So what causes that? The tips that they are receiving, and this is something that we should discourage. So these are all elements of corruption. If more be Gambia Banco Kanjang, atel ko sanyi del lafta ha del famo dingol yeta business ko kono ni nyin ko liya be je na dingol mantara business ko kono tonyalem but atele mum effort leki pour ko support. What effort? Near business register. Now last time we had a meeting, we even want to propose it as a committee to the National Assembly to have a startup act for the business people in this country. You want to start a business, we must have that act to give you a tax holiday. But the SIC is for only these big investors. Either you want to start with a restaurant or you want to start selling shoes. Iye dula domandi yele doron KMC na loy kunto ila tax jo ila duty jo. Iye dula yele doron FSQ na ila restaurant do 5,000 to 10,000 jo. So now as a government, these are all loopholes that del nyanda ka jube ka business or promote in this country can make sure that na own people they are into business. But not like giving somebody 10,000 and say go and do business. What can 10,000 do? Huh? It's our country, it's our money. Can't you even make sure that we have somebody, even central bank can guarantee people to make sure that they import rice and they determine the price that this rice is going to be sold in the country.
Kabiri then what happened to the YEP project? Me along ko anata no jande ngaji the YEP moto Nissan petrol le kato cross kan jande. Mune kita wo project
no, the project yeah the project wo kana jalne. I implement for at the end. Definitely the evaluation on ye mun kule cross the wala ye mun nyatu ta solo je. Yeah jel. So wala na ko femo fi niba start la. You don't just put it in a rush. Let it take you even months to study the business environment. Study the attitude of people. Who are my targeted people to benefit from this? So that at least it can take them from somewhere to another level. But not just maybe the European community just give money, let's just go try to distribute forms. And in fact, in those forms, you know that good number of people in this country, they don't go to school. Yeah. You ask that person to fill the form. And then they will say, "Ye form of fill nyami amambe." But ye te form dara nyami fo bentalema. Ye form dara nyami ite will londo adanta dami ye ojubele. Ye ndo be cross la sanyi te lañi sandolo sato wala jam fam. Mol be jane be business. Mol be jane be carpentry. Mol be jane be welding. Bon ni molu ila londo adanta minto le school auto. Ndenga form wota diabo. Mbeta fo basile ngata fi. Ye form wota wuli barakunda. Yena fu banjul yena feel. So near studies case and yite alon ko ni mol men nyanda ni fo motale man karande, but let me try to attach someone at their disposal anytime they want to fill this form, help them to fill the form. And again, let them make sure you help them also to register their businesses.
But another factor is also the not right form on feel la form on ya feel a successful da wala atata anyama. For economy fanandila, can that start a business for an individual more concrete is also important. For ya witness like already men not real.
Yeah, I spoke with some youths. They are doing very well. Because ikamunki katale follow initially ka follow ya form of feel ya deal, but now they will go and look at your business. It is true to be economy kaninkan for business or whatever buluwa. Yeah, I think they have changed their ways. And I met with Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce some time ago. There are a lot of people who benefit from their project and they are doing very well. They also want to go and get another grant from them so that they can expand their business.
Despite new fengol la da ko le membe banko ni wala ndo mol ka mem fo kabir minister of press release fo kan ata fana ya fula ko kabir government ya jibe into contacts ye jibe ro ke ko le la nyame me realize wala bota men kalama wala fengol da be nyame Senegal wala tambita men da be banko ni wala fengol da la ko le ya Senegal nyame anin Gambia mo fender mi yalla ngai fatata wala man kilo mo sa fo fengol la da ko le ra Senegal le ka tambi Gambia
let me tell you one thing, Jara. Gambia and Senegal manke banko kilinti. So to me, it will be very wrong a comparison okay, just our immediate neighbor. Now, Nathan will compare the quality of rice maybe na kan Senegal. Is it the same as the quality of rice maybe na kan Gambia? Huh? The quality of rice maybe African Nigeria. Is it the same quality of rice maybe African Gambia? So that's why I'm going to tell we just take things and rush. Ning minister kabri yo for sign. The prices may cap me kyal. If we tell tata basila boy na kata business environment study je. Did they go to Sierra? LRR? No. just sit in your office here, you think that maybe you are capturing the whole country, while you are not. Before you come up with this, you have to at least make a thorough investigation on the business, on the market structures. Thorough investigation on how businesses are flowing in this country. Even if you do that example, you know that we have only 2 factories here. It's only one factory that is manufacturing cement. The other one is rebarking. So the rest is coming from Senegal, crossing the border to Senegal, to Gambia here. So Jani, Mano, the same thing. Menka Mano, nothing. If you say Senegal, they are selling a bag of rice at $1,000 example. So Gambia is selling it at maybe $950. But the quality are the same. Compare the quality as well. Senegal can make alawa in Bangkok, and Gambia don't have that power. Because Senegal, they can make a decision and that decision will stand. We can make a decision, it will not stand. Look at the price control here. And they put a cap, it does not pay anything, nothing. It's like people are even happy with when the minister even gave this press release.
Let's go to Sandu, your area. Ngajele ko nyuwati kono albe bohol inauguration wala inauguration la jeka boholol sim molio ma ani boholo sen community jelle la ani boholol nyimbe help kanyandi, and what is next sign tang manabe ila table ko la faka menke o mol.
Yeah, thank you very much. They comme bala fala on sanyi ni nyininka ko kumola because Sandu mo dolat meya lonko area la meya lonko safo government men de nara nyinata Sandu la. Because Sandu for 56 years, Niko 10% of the communities, Yaman Boholo so Hansani, they depend on well water. Kolonjio Hansani kaole mi. So Nimboholo ni 1, 2 how to call it? Ika time main use. Ka julota ka jeo boni kolon kono akaworu jisle. Flanyangu kolon da buka biti. Ni sama nada ni jio nada ka beka rosa eta kolon nyin kono. Nika min jata kende afong ibuko sotono. Cholera and other things. Because studies have shown good number of children who die in this country, they die as a result of drinking, how to call it, dirty water. Water that is not fit for consumption. And Sandu, we are less privileged to have kasati jama so me along ko ka boholo sotoji wala giye sotoji me along ko Sénégal. So say wala na make sure that janding iba fola silo wala thing tonya lem silo fona ka tamo so nendel body jata kendia is number 1. Londo is number 1. That's why we put more concentration on education and water and also health sector in Sandu. So right now we keep on pushing kamol makoi be jio sotla nyami. And right now my top agenda is to make sure that education, health and water is had to become part of the thing in Sandu.
So na bota jiko ngajale karamodo bije mi yalon ko ka finti last time karamodo bije mo fam buka la kol mo karamo le de kaja wala sa fa nyo kala bungol la mi yalon ko ka wala ke karamodo ma the situation change for people fall into the sign then kabri wol.
No, right now it doesn't change. It doesn't change. I can remember I went on a tour 2019 that was from 12th to 14 March school visit tour. I wrote my report. I shared the report with the ministry. Definitely for classrooms, nothing has changed yet. And even staff quarters. But permanent secretary is a very good man. Definitely any issue that you come up with, he will make sure that he supports you. And that man definitely is helping a lot. So the last time when I discussed with him, he said, no problem, honorable. We work together and make sure that some of these things are addressed in Sandu. And he is trying all his best.
So, Akamunda, let's just come to some social issues here. Akamunda, Sandu, Kamunta, National Environment, National Disaster Management Agency, ye criticize la wala ye jala ile kabring a Senegal element ada baro kundu kabiri fleet ajiro ye kododo di wala call support ya fo ile ko be jube kan ne erit la ma fon la modol be mene disaster wala mantoro so sanji kilin commando imam ko keje fo kabiri ni statement of fire narrative ni wala call ni ay faline wal mol men ye mantoro so disaster men yati nya fonjo bay men yati nya sante wala al halo be la nyaade bari reni ci sin yimbe akol ken ko tek
hani sanying abe wala nyama abe nu nyami ite fonkata sandule ye modo la condition oje hani sanying wala nyama awam me fang modo nara ya bungo kabring sama ya bungo nyin tinya ay bungo nyin natal ay video ya senni akonye honorable debe nyin condition wala kono sama sanyi na ni sama starta doron fonga dula nyin nebo solia ni na dimba be futala dami yaji so Sandu banko kan
anyway kabri ko refugees ibota batu ko kataja na kakuro dila kwa ko it's not a problem but ngamera momu ila banku dingola right nyento mexola le yo defend and many are be disasters to kan jang del ngalo ni ko ka bo mintol we take those people's data and ke wolela information ta ka ko do nyinela ning ko sot la sanyi abu ka foto mo la kote well, it's not fair del sandu banko kan ise mol continual me yalon ko ye tinyaro soto every 100 in Safonu 95% of them han mo kiliman de maro soto from NDMA.
So sente wala situation over laranya because approach kan
the same way moni yalongo ila sato ko like diabu example mo jama bi me yalongo ila bungol affecta diabu people in diaspora ika contribution o kele bung jamale bi me yalongo ko ra jamale bi I think about 5 compound me yalongo telephone la ko yolo bondi ko bungol lo dolu bi je kabilo lo dron e contribution o ke ni la family member problem soto yeta yela bungol dara e makoy but how about other villages many along bi yol mam opportunity sifa soto han sañ wolbe wala nyama you can remember kabir mol tata sare jangundi that alcohol han sa even tomorrow ni tata je al bungol wala nyama yiro la yolle ke bungola dan nawla pour bungo nyin kana boy ano amanke wo dammanti sare jamalel bi je me alongo nyinning alandaro ye soto problem wala still can look on is a yamal continual maintenance but somehow it cannot sustain you so NDMA doku jamal so banku ka miyalu ko yendaka address you cannot just sit in your office you say you want to make decision you cannot sit in your office you say you can get data from Sandu or you can get data from Kantora Tumana or anywhere you have to go on the ground and see what people are facing so if you go not only stopping at taking their datas they expect something from you that is to come to their aid.
But akamunda natara nunko kata ninye nan samana da wala bekela akamda 2 consecutive time te wala ntuma isangol mi alon ko be bulaka nyono makan adami ala sequentially e be bulaka nyono ma ando ning sango banda e ka hope so ko national disaster management agency be ma ko but at the end of the day ila the hope so ka das dan wala ndme ka jikla te bari de maro nyi abukana
okay especially tell me all the time you can call receive le wala ka audio message soto le me alongo be complain kan ka fo ko la dulal tinyata then as a national assembly member abigela hamol dike mako but if the capacity is not there it hakenola and the institution me alongo it was created by an act of parliament and it is responsible ka fo ni moy alandaro soto you have to quickly respond like the case of Sanya they quickly responded for it. In fact, they said they will go there again and make sure they help them. But how about your own people now? If you say, maybe you said, for me, Mahanera, I'm not denying any foreign settlement in my country. But my first priority here is my citizens. I can say that anywhere and on any platform. I will make sure that my citizens' issues are addressed before any other thing. So any other thing that comes, I know because alandaro alalekala moka so I'm not again against in total to not to look at the refugees because Gambian can be refugees somewhere else but within my country I will make sure that because these problems come before this so nothing has been done for 2 years so nindo happened to drone then you jump up you said let's go and help these people. How about your own people, those people who are paying the tax?
So, how is the mood like? Cool benyadi in Sandu Sam always sunkarola kono and sometimes I remember selling sama kono ntara no rice distribution or lajela and that really pay dividends. Mo jamal bi jemi alon ko e contenta ko ko anu ngala ne ko ya appreciate waro mi alon ko be ko sen de molbe sunkarola kon o ma wan fengol dal be ko yare mo la balu be nyadi la je
definitely mo la balu be sangara limba fo ale min ma ko yeta manal soto e ka korol kiye ani ka makoyro soto badi sutungol la mene alongo ala yeso but naman ko definitely call be sangar linjem back then last 2 weeks ago jisuma fon ka so there's a problem somebody me alongo you cannot afford $100 in a day ite ko eta galaso some $50 ayana ko te ga eta ala sum tera nyini wala ala suro nyini ko le ko balet definitely anu ndela jiko mo minti sando sate wolto ol fana man iman mol support no wala wala mu senoti be ya malayando anu be ya malayando ne ajo ni te nin so je sign ila nin so ke min dame for is a problem cattle drinking point is a big issue in Sandu and Sandu we have 16,000 cow head or more So Tilkando kono like this one, they will all go to either Nyamina or Casamas. So natara wol bije wonin sol ibije hani la kego fon se balu ne sela di maya bal ni non onin sol fon isa wa fino le kudo tamat onin sol la bo fon se la ila kanko be ke jabano di man angero sa. So now in Sandu, particularly Sandu, we're facing a lot of problems, particularly this Ramadan. And again, we are hoping maybe by next week we are going there to distribute some Ramadan packages to vulnerable families pour que makoi is a fund sustain nyami in Sunkaroko.
Akamunda janne mol ke pour mol yebul diaspora voting akamunda bi kibar ketol na wulta ko diaspora pour ye carte o fay bunda banko maral kitabo la section 88 and section 39 e ko folia amen wala falen drodol bi mi yalon ko wala nyanda kala wolto folo fo janni waro mi yalon ko da carte fay wala diaspora ngol be nyanto sor la pour que carte o fay nyimo fenede mi yalon ko kabring a fota mo jamal bi je sante e wa jahal den kabring hope dite wala be non jikiri mbake diaspora ko be carte o fay la baraka munda sante la hope la fa das down wala la fa jiklate la bayri ñing constitutional issue raised. What's your take?
Yeah, my take is there because we have lawyers in our midst that can read and interpret the constitution, and our hopes, definitely myself, my hope was the diaspora will vote in this coming election, and that was the hope given to everyone by IEC. So I think it's supposed to be the sole responsibility of IEC to make sure that since we are discussing the election bill, they can also prepare to bring a bill to amend that section of the constitution if they really mean what they have said.
But honorable akamunda mem fota wolenko natra nunko amendment obe kela ka wato tabakela fang yafo ikaka around more than 3 months an election is just at the corner. 6 months election is just at the corner. How do you think it will be possible first again if I see amendment of Wilton and Puru and Puru Kanyimbi file the process? Is it possible?
Anyway, all those ones are the laws because what they are saying here, I think we leave those one in the hand of the lawyers. They tell us exactly what we can do, what is possible and what is not possible. Because I can remember there was a time since when these issues came up, Alman Tal, I was following him, he was saying this will not be possible if IEC does not come with the act. So I think he's also saying the same thing, like if there was no amendment in the constitution, that was some 8 months back. But I think IEC, they were aware of this and they knew exactly what they were doing. So if they still insisted that the diaspora will vote, so I think they should tell the public that how can they vote.
Another negative impact of losing the draft constitution.
Of course, the draft constitution, guys, is not only one thing. You know, draft constitution has dashed our hopes to have a very good structure in this country. And as far as I'm concerned, I think Gambians, we should not relent. We should make sure that we do changes and this constitution come to play, and everybody will have his or her right to see this country move forward.
Yeah, we should do changes to remove Fubaro.
Anyway, yes, we should do changes and remove the government.
Finally, if I for la molia, second to my man, second concern me along ko wolbe ports, kabiri along ko J tight tabakele, the culture of work, promolkal na do ko la juna, by the man second official time, pro do ko ekmas is 8 o'clock. What will be your advice to these people wala mol me along ko wala responsible with regards to ila culture of work, daji ko eka menke nina eka mentally ndo ko wala nindo ko wato sida.
Yeah, and all this still boil down to leadership. As a president or as the head of a sector, it's your responsibility to make sure that your people come to work. I can remember 1994 when Yaya Jammeh and his people took over. So this was one of Sana Sabali's objective, to make sure that you come to work on time or you are sacked. You get the point?
Yeah.
But if you go to offices, honestly, you sit down for an hour or more, you're waiting for only one person to come so that your document can be signed, or what you want to submit, you are able to submit it. So what we should do definitely, if you want to move a country or you head a country, you should not look at people's eyes or what people will say. Just do what is necessary and do what you think it is right. Do that one. At the end, everybody will benefit and everybody will see your effort, that what you are doing, you are not doing for the sake of doing, but you are doing for our own benefit. But when we leave things like the way they are, and right now, everything is slow in this country. Being a business, you have an appointment somewhere, everything is slow. So I think we need to make sure that as a leader, we take action against some of this. If the official time is 8 o'clock, you make sure that you are there in time. Should be there by 7:30. And we always say, if you go to Europe, let's copy, let's other parties, let's introduce the best practice. This best practice, where do we get them? We get it from other countries. And we know that if you go there, you as a minister, if you go there, they say the meeting is 9 o'clock. You go and sit there before 6 o'clock. In your own country, when they say the meeting, the official time to be in your office is 8 o'clock, you go there at 10 o'clock.
But finally, akamunta ya fole nun ko mo ninka hesalma amo fende mi ala prosecution aka wala promote but after natalo na da findi social media député bu nga fa nyaati ngol tapula dole fi jemi ala go ko ka fo musoli ali mu tulo la wala al tulo nyin tulo la ka mo ko indi fe nyama waje non kabiri ben wo foka
mawoje nada je social media ya blaje but ya lo delo bu ngame fo yo lo ya lo del we pass laws but the implementing agencies are not the National Assembly. We have the Interior Minister, Health Minister Justice, who table the Justice Minister even who table this, and Interior is under them, right? The Ministry of Interior is there. So the police are also on the Ministry of Interior. So now when National Assembly legislate and pass a law, now the political will has to be there from the executive to make sure that all the laws that are passed in the National Assembly are implemented and they are at higher top. So National Assembly cannot legislate at the same time again you assume the role of the executive. The role of the executive is not possible. We can legislate, we leave in the hand of the executive to implement. So that board that is there, I think now everybody has seen it. The Justice Minister has seen it. The Interior Minister has seen it. So those people who are there, because in the law, some people were complaining that we have to ban the importation, not the application of the product.
Cream.
But all these ones are in the Act, the Parent Act. If you are caught importing, you are liable to pay $30,000. If you are caught applying, you are liable to pay $5,000. So why not they are not implementing that? If they are implementing to ban that importation, that tabula should not be there. But now you are jumping from there, you say, let us legalize it, where our children, our sons and daughters will go and apply. So we cannot accept that in this country.
Baraka bake honorable. Ala baraka bake atal member chief thanks jibe kan ale pro waro menta ka chief thanks TV jibe ala baraka bake kamunta honorable Mohamed Mahanera binni wala be programme nyinto atalam Sandula deputy of the Parfana National Assembly Select Committee on Trade atalam mila siranti yoti nyinna tan ne kabren kononto Ministry of Trade ay mo wolti mi yalon ko fa e kankula ro bonde ka fengol dayi tan di banko nyinga mi yalon ko manna dia mo jamade bari ka même fo wala fengol da dol fon fo nyame ani wolda be nyame mo fenen mi no kene bale be woltima ala baraka bake alle programme yi jibe nyame balu wakili dal kalina programme Wholesale yalla subscribe to our YouTube channel on Give Thanks TV janni wo alnal badi malen Ibrahima Jara